Welcome everybody to Hobbies Unlocked. Get your keys out. Hey everybody, welcome to an episode of Hobbies Unlocked, where we actually get down and find all the hobbies. My goal as Justin Jensen is to find every single hobby ever existed. And I've been told today that the person I have with me has the secrets, the hidden gems of hobby. He hasn't told me what it is yet, but I'd like to introduce my guest, local comedian, improviser, all over fun dude. Give it up for Rico Garabis.
Oh, I can hear them imaginarily clapping so hard right now. Oh,
yes.
It feels so
I'm sending
good,
notes
Justin.
to make sure that they don't have to put any claps in.
No.
I know you're not going to
come on.
put them in there, but like we're going to take them out. You have to imagine it, man. This is just like real improv.
Yeah.
You got to, it's not all about clapping and everything.
You know what?
Like
I'm going to clap for you. I'm clapping for you.
Oh my God.
Plain and simple. So
Man, he's
some
just
clapping
really
needs to happen.
I appreciate that, man. You're really spiking the audio. I can't even see it. So this is your first time on a podcast. That's what you said, Rico.
Yeah, literally, this is my first time ever on a podcast, despite literally having, I don't know, dozens of conversations about doing a podcast. So
it feels like the natural thing. It feels like, and maybe this is a problem with me being like a host of a podcast, is like there's always a little bit of that ego of me that's like, oh, I got to get on a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
People need to hear me. They need to hear this guy. I was like, oh my God, let's get him onto get him in the nearest mic in front of him. Which is like, finally, another white dude with a microphone.
Hell yeah. Well, that makes two of us. Yeah. Whoops. Oh, well.
Well, hey, we're just getting started, and we're hopefully, with enough funding, we could save every hobby. Okay. So, Rico, I know that you have a hobby that you brought here today.
Yeah.
And you didn't really tell me what it was. And I was like, I trust Rico. Rico and I are friends. We've done comedy together. But there was a small part of me is like, what if he comes on here and it's like, yeah, my hobby is collecting souls. I'm here to collect some souls.
How did you know?
And I was like, oh my God, ouch. I was like, I thought it was special. It's like, everybody knows you collect souls, Rico.
Right?
Tell me something I don't.
Mortal Kombat. It was what I studied in college. So, your soul is mine. All that.
Exactly. My Shang Tsung was my professor, and he taught me how to fatality.
Exactly.
Very simple, easy origin story.
Yeah. But alas, that is not the hobby.
What do you got for me? You got a whole document, it seems like.
Well, here's the thing. So I didn't know if I was going to be one of the first episodes or one of the later episodes.
I told everybody to get out. And as soon as I heard Rico, was coming,
shit.
I told him, like, hey, send him away. We got Rico.
Okay, well, thank you. First off, that feels very nice. But as a result, so I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let's do something a little different. People are going to come in here. They're going to have their hobby. I actually brought 3 obscure hobbies, and we can either blitz through all 3 of them fairly quickly, or we can delve into one that sounds the most interesting. And if we find ourselves petering out, we can move on.
So your hobby is indecision.
I have many hobbies, and I literally couldn't think
it's okay.
of which one sounded the best.
It is difficult, and that's why it was like, Rico... I told all the other guests to go home because Rico was my guinea pig.
I also told you, or I had not told you, but I was like, you could use a curveball because everyone's going to do straight laced. Like, here's my hobby. No. We got to do something a little weird for this. We got to do a little bit. You knew it was going to happen.
Do you do any of these hobbies, or have you looked into some of this stuff? Or
why don't I just tell you so that way?
let's
we don't keep the people in suspense,
keeping people waiting.
Exactly. So, and that's the other thing too is like in thinking of these, I was like, I don't know how much depth there is to them necessarily, which is why I was like, well, maybe we just blitz through the 3. We'll see. So I'll go from like the most normie sort of, this is kind of a boring hobby, but sure, down to the one that's very niche. So
I like that you rank them in as like, oh, this is too normie for the hobby podcast.
Well, maybe it's not. That's the thing. So I don't know.
You never know. Somebody could click on this and be like, I never heard about chess fishing.
Yeah.
All
right. So I'll give you what I got. And then we can decide how we want to go from there. So the first one is driving with windows down, like the top down or like the sunroof open, And then like doing that just like through small towns or like out in the middle of nowhere. Basically, like the destination is the fact you're in a nice vehicle, like moving through space and like having the wind in your hair or whatever. So it doesn't sound like a hobby, but for a time,
but it's like something, that you do. Yeah.
We would plan it. We would do it kind of like you would a hobby. And it was best because it was free besides the gas money. So the next one is something that I've been working on, plug, is just developing like some host characters for just the general Columbus like comedy scene. Because I like the idea of like a themed host. Because I mean, like there's fun hosts. Like don't get me wrong, but like I don't see anyone doing like, look at me, I'm Colonel Sanders. Like it'd be so fun to do a version of Colonel Sanders as like I was like tonight's show was gonna be finger licking good, like whatever. Just like that kind of pop right at the top seems super fun. So just weird stuff like that.
Like just researching characters, like okay, nobody's like why isn't anybody doing this? Or
and then once you find it, finding like bits to think of or like ways to pull
from it.
And then the last one is just a random ass video game that I've been playing. I literally counted for 11 years.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I could just go into super depth on that and people would be like, video game, tune out. So that's why I was like,
I appreciate
probably
you,
the least interesting.
I appreciate you like thinking about it like, oh my God, they're not going to be, oh my God, they're just going to click off. And it's like, hey, maybe they will, but like,
you got to appeal to a broad audience.
Yeah. And that's a good point, man. You know, if you want the job, you can have, no, just kidding. But no, like when I came up with this idea for this podcast, it was like more of me thinking of like, man, like if I brought this thing up at a party, this is no, people are going to tune out. People are going to tune out. But I know that there's like special groups or different groups out there that like, okay, that's like really their thing. And like, this is like the format where you can just talk about something like that. And that would be like, okay, this makes sense. Like, you know, this is something that like I never heard about, or I'm not too interested in myself, but like hearing what it kind of means to somebody and like why this has been impactful, that I think that's special. And maybe people on the internet will not think that. But good thing that this isn't recording. I'm just doing this to you. There's no cameras in here. And
judgment comes later.
Exactly. I just put in the microphones and everything just to get somebody to talk to me. No. What is the video game?
It's called Heroes of the Storm, which was a very not popular MOBA. So like League of Legends was like the super popular one.
Yeah. Is that under the same thing? Like League of Legends is like the same company?
It's the same style of game, but made by Blizzard instead of Riot, I think is who makes League of Legends.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just the Blizzard version basically with Blizzard characters. And there's like slight differences, but yeah. So that's what it is. And if you want to delve into that one, I feel like I need to explain what it is so anyone could understand
Why don't you go ahead and explain what it is? Because like I know a little bit of what you're talking about, but I could totally just bypass some of the stuff just because I already know stuff about like video games and stuff like that. But I never personally played Heroes of the Storm, and I never really experienced really MOBAs. Like I kind of avoided League of Legends. I always make the jokes that I lost a lot of friends to League, not because of maybe how toxic they were. It's just that's all they would play. They just like they wouldn't talk to you and everything like that. So what is the kind of concept? Like how would you explain Heroes of the Storm to as your words say, I have it right here. You called them normies.
Yeah. Oh no! See, now we have to draw them in, so we have to compliment them and be like people who just don't know the magic yet. But no, it's funny. I was thinking about this too because I was like, oh shit! If we end up doing this one, I'm going to have to explain it in a way that makes sense to people. So I was like, let me think. So basically, the overall concept of the game is you're basically like imagine you're looking down on like a chessboard almost with different pieces, but then there's like your house and the other person's house. And in between your houses, there are like several rows of gates.
Yeah.
And so the whole idea is you have minion guys that are constantly fighting. Then you have 5 people on each side that are heroes, quote unquote, heroes of the storm, all that.
Yeah.
Where the 5-on-5, they will fight over like objectives. So like something like you might have to turn in a certain amount of like an item that you can collect, or you might have to stand and like collect an item. And then when you collect 3, something happens. So basically it's 5-on-5 fights. But the real crazy thing is it's not about getting kills, which everyone thinks early on. It's like, oh, we wiped them, great. But it's really about buildings, because the winning objective is destroy the other person's house.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like depth and strategy that comes to that. And there's something like, I want to say like 60 or 70 characters, and they each have.
I mean, it's going on for what? You said 11 years now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine.
It was in beta when I started playing. It was in alpha like a year before. So I think 2014, I think is when it first came out. And there's like a ranked version. There's like a singular kind of quickie version. And then the standard version is there's like 3 paths you can follow to destroy the other person's house. But it's super complicated. I'm trying to give people a visual. I don't know if I'm doing a good job.
Hey, and sometimes it's not like this is something about like, it's harder to describe with certain hobbies of like, this is what the thing is, but sometimes it's not even just about what you're doing. It's like who it's with.
Yeah. I was going to say.
How you got to that. If you've been playing it for 11 years, I imagine that there's some pretty,
oh my God.
I mean, you said it. Come on. You're just own up to it. It's okay. I imagine like what you were playing this maybe with like friends, or who got you? How did you get into it?
So hilariously, I had just moved into an apartment with my soon to become ex-wife. And
oh wow,
it starts off with a bang. So I hadn't played video games like at all during our relationship. And then when we moved into this house, our work and off hours were slightly askew. And so I was like, oh man, I'm so bored in this apartment. What do I do? And I just happened to see this game with a few characters that I'd liked from like other Blizzard games, and was like, all right, screw it. Why don't I try it? So I started playing it, and I found myself hooked just because it was really fun to do. Like the team fights are super fun. You feel like you're impactful, like your character can do stuff. And it was super fun. So I played for a number of years, and it kind of was like something I could escape into. Like when relationship things weren't going well or work wasn't going well, I would play the game, and like it would just kind of take me out of it. Escapism is a hell of a drug, So
it's a tough thing too, and I think that a lot of people kind of view that kind of escapism. I think there is people will bring up, it's like, well, you can't just be playing the game all day, and it's like I agree, you probably should. It's not a good idea because that takes a lot out of you. But I think people could also like to say that like, oh, you got to rip yourself out of it cold turkey. You can't enjoy the things that you enjoy. I don't think that makes sense. I think finding like that balance of like who you are and like what you want to do is what's really kind of important in that way. But yeah, it is escapism in some ways, but there is like those connections that you build. Maybe you play with somebody who you kind of meet, and you make good friends from that. Sometimes it's not even making friends online. It's just like somebody else knows that game that I'm talking about, and that feels so much more special because it's something that you love, but you don't really get to talk about it, and it feels like it's like something you got to suppress. And that, again, like not to like re-plug the podcast that we're on, but that was the reason that I wanted to make something like this. Was to just give people a platform to be like, hey, even if I've never heard of whatever that you're playing or whatever you like or whatever you enjoy, I want to be able to hear about it, because so many people feel like that they have to not feel like that they have to hold on to it, but there's things that you just like, most people aren't going to like, or not like, or just not have the most interest. I mean, try explaining like any kind of like if I try to explain any kind of anime to somebody,
it's impossible.
I sound crazy, but it makes sense when you're watching it. Right. It's like, okay, this plot makes sense. It follows a narrative structure that most people would recognize. But when you say like, hey, all the kids in this classroom want to kill the teacher that is an alien who will destroy the world if those kids do not kill him, and that's what he wants. That sounds crazy.
It's layers of things that like, I need context for this and that and this and that and that.
Yeah.
You know what? It all sounds horrible. And then you sit down and watch it and you fucking love it.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
You get into it. And I think that's like the thing that I want to draw out from people too, is just like, what does this actually make you feel? Like, what does this do for you?
Yeah. So weirdly, you were talking about how playing with people and things like that. I couldn't convince any of my like in real life really friends to play because they were just playing other games or they were playing LOL typically, which sucked. But what was weird is there's like text chat for a while, and then eventually they did voice comms. So I would like text chat with people, but once the voice comms got unlocked, like, oh man, I did actually like start talking to people, and it felt weirdly like, remember chat roulette way back in the day, right? Where it was just like, you never know who you're going to get. Yeah. You would get everything from like the creeper who just breathes into the mic to people who are genuinely super nice. Yeah. But I ended up pairing up with this Canadian guy, and I don't remember where he lived, but he had this like thick Canadian accent. He smoked like, oh my God, he would smoke weed so often that he had like this hack up like lung thing going on. So I'd be playing and just hear him in the background. But we ended up joining this other group of people. And for about 4 months, it was great. It was like we were our own little like guild family. We sent each other Christmas presents. It was great. And then Canadian guy got super pissed and jealous one day. Oh no. And like destroyed everything. And I had to choose. And I ended up blocking this guy. Oh. And this is a quote unquote friend that I had made at this point for probably like 5 years. Wow. I've been playing with this guy. Had you talking about stuff. You never met him or anything? No. And if odds are, if I had kept playing with him and this hadn't happened, it probably would have happened. It would have been like, yeah, why don't we meet up at some point? Yeah. Like the people that I ended up siding with actually live in Michigan. Okay. So theoretically, yeah. So, up north, but, probably closer. Yeah. But here's the crazy thing too, is I kind of fell out with them because they ended up just not playing the game anymore. And so just recently in the last like year, I finally found another group that seems more chill, is just kind of more my vibe. And this past year, just like a few weeks ago, they were at QuakeCon and they all got together like in person for the first time. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds like so much fun. So it's like the goal next year is to go play with them in person. Like, in person and meet with them too. Yeah. And you hear about those things where it's like, I met my best friend online playing Call of Duty or whatever. We bonded so hard over that. And it kind of feels like, whoa, that actually can happen. It's crazy. Yeah. That's weird. That's a real thing. I have a friend who from high school who's married somebody he met on TF2 prop hunt. So Team Fortress 2, which is just like it's a team play like kind of like FPS game, but it had a bunch of different modes like prop hunt. So a friend of mine, he's married and has a kid with this person that he met on just a prop hunt game where you try to hide and pretend like you're a desk. They're just playing hide and seek with that kid all hours of the day. Yeah, they met doing that. That household is chaos. They're teaching them how to be a chair right now. Absolutely. So it is possible, and it can go all over the place. Like I know people who've met online, got married, and then got divorced. Because like that's what happens. But like you never know with those kind of connections. Like it is like kind of even about those moments where you don't really fully know somebody, but it's like in that moment, it's like it's a time where you get to this, whatever your work day was, just get on there and just good. I was just about to say like that's it sounds like, oh, these are like big things that happen, but what does it do for you like daily? Like legitimately, some days you come home and you're just like you fire it up, and then you're doing really well that day for whatever reason. You're focused, and it's like, oh, this is awesome, and like it's so strange how having 4 other people can so drastically change your experience. Yeah. You have one person who doesn't give a shit and is just like, I'm a troll. You're literally fighting 4v5, which is like impossible. Yeah. But when you do manage to win that game, it feels so satisfying to rub it in their face. But then you get people who like know exactly what to do and you steamroll them and have like a 10-minute match. The average length is like 20 to 40 minutes. So it's crazy. That's stuff that goes on for a while. And it's like, finding like the right group of people. Cause I've had some friends in like competitive games where it's just like, it's like a team-based competitive game. And it's like, okay, you're getting real mad right now. And I'm like, I'm trying, but like, I'm not in my prime anymore. People who are winning like these pro championships are like 16 to 18. Yeah. And like being like 19 in esports is like being like, it's like if Tom Brady kept going for more seasons, it's like, get out of here, dude. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there is definitely other people of different ages in like esports and stuff like that. But from what I've noticed of like who's number one, it's usually some kid who's like
just turned 18.
He's got nothing but time.
He's got nothing but time, man.
And dexterous fingers.
Yeah, exactly. You win now because those fingies aren't going to work forever. But
arthritis is a hell of an annoying thing to develop into eventually.
I really, it is what it is, with that kind of stuff. So some of the other stuff that you were talking about, I want you to talk to me a little bit about, because I feel like there's some kind of sentimentality to this one. The one where you were talking about, you just like, was this something that you did with your family where you would just drive around with the windows down, music and stuff like that? Like how?
I don't know where it started from. I couldn't pinpoint it to you, but it's something I've always loved. And I don't know. It's like, it's why I have a motorcycle. It's why
I didn't know you had a motorcycle.
Yeah. One of my absolute all-time favorite. I think, you know what? Honestly, I think it might have started with roller coasters. Just like that feeling of like the speed, like, the wind going through your hair is just like, there's nothing quite as exhilarating as that.
Yeah.
And I will say if you were trying to sell that as a hobby to someone, the best experience, one of the best experiences I imagine you could have is, I rented a convertible Mustang, and we drove from Miami, Florida, down to the Keys, which is just a super scenic, super pretty ride.
It's just like a bunch of water. Right?
Oh yeah, it's so pretty. And the best thing is that Mustang had cooling seats, which I mean,
that is nice.
So it's one of those things that like, until you experience it, like you can imagine it, but like heated seats are like kind of normal sort of thing now. I don't see many cooling seats.
Cooling seats apparently cooling seats are in.
That's ridiculous.
My 2010 Toyota Corolla is not got the cooling seats unless I just throw down some ice.
Ice bag or ice pack.
Yeah. But that's actually, so I feel like not enough of us do that, where it's like, where they say you turn 25 and you can rent cars now, which is like not necessarily the case. You can rent them before that. You just have to like have like your parent like sign off on it or something like that.
More, I think,
costs more too. But like that's something I don't think about a lot. It's like I can just go rent like I can't afford a really nice car right now, but I can just go rent one.
Yeah, for like a day or two.
For like a day, like like $40. So just like being in like a nice like Mustang and like get to kind of live it up for just a little bit. People rent limos for shorter periods of time.
Exactly. That's one night. This is hopefully multiple days of enjoyment. The other thing too is like you have to enjoy driving. If you're not a person who enjoys driving, this isn't the hobby for you, obviously, unless you like seeing cool shit and you want to make someone else drive.
Do you remember any kind of stories from that trip or any kind of like cool stuff that you guys saw?
Well, on that trip, I mean, just the Keys was really beautiful and just the drive was cool. Nothing crazy that trip specifically, but like, I don't know, it just taps into that sort of like great American road trip thing too, where like I've always loved road tripping. We also did, not with a convertible, but we did a long road trip from Denver, Colorado, all the way to San Diego.
Oh, that's a long trip.
Oh yeah. And we did this over like a week and a half. And we stopped in Grand Canyon, Vegas, a few other spots. Like it was just so cool and again, driving with the windows down, just like being out there in the middle of the desert. We did not have the windows down, of course. But I don't know. Well, okay, this kind of ties back to the other element of it, which is not only is it nice to get, the windows down, the air in your hair and all that, but driving down the highway kind of sucks. That wind noise, you can't really hear the music.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
Yeah. So
the other, imagine you like with the window down with the Mustang and you're just on the highway going 90. It's like, that's lovely. Yeah. It's lovely, isn't it?
See,
just like you're,
and that's the thing is like, once you get down into the Keys, I think the speed limit's like 45, 55 maybe. So it's a little more tolerable. But the other element to this sort of hobby, if you will, is taking the not beaten path.
Yeah.
So like if you're going to Cedar Point, which is for non-Ohio folks, if you think of Ohio as that like heart shape or whatever, it's like up in the tippy top near the Great Lakes. It's what, like 2-hour drive? A little over that. If you take that 2 hours and you just take the super slab, it's very boring. But there are so many like little small towns with like little diners, pizza shops, breweries.
It's a good point.
Little random shit like the largest ball of twine in Minnesota to quote the great Weird Al. So things like that you will not find.
In Ohio, we got that big basket building.
There you go. Exactly. That one is off the highway, but
it is a little off the highway. But like on the highway, you got places like, Hell is Real. And
Grandpa's
Cheese Bar.
Yes.
I think that's the one. I can't remember if that's the one where that has like the terrifying looking barn face, where it's like it's a white barn with the eyes are all black and one white dot of a pupil.
Probably.
And
that sounds right.
I'm pretty sure that's what it looks like. People can look it up if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? Comment if I'm wrong. Comment if I'm right. Comment.
In
please.
general, yeah. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where this is all going to show up. So if this is somewhere on one of them fancy social media sites like Dropbox,
really dating this 2025 podcast with a Dropbox reference.
Oh, this is coming out in 2028, finally.
Oh,
it takes a long time to produce this, and if this isn't like any kind of quality, they got to downgrade it just for.
We can't talk about driving them though, because driverless cars are going to be everywhere in 28.
Yeah,
this will be moot. Well, they'll cut this whole bit out.
No, it'll work out because people can listen to this in their driverless car.
Oh, and they can focus on it, and then they won't crash.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Content for the being driven.
Yeah. Comment if you're listening to this on a driverless car right now. or don't comment if you're driving the car and you just stopped driving it and just let it go. Don't do that.
That's a bad driverless car. We don't want those.
I want somebody to wait to comment on this episode till 2028.
Oh. No. Someone maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe your biggest fan. They'll will make a calendar reminder 3 years from now to comment.
So I might have to be the only one. They might bury this podcast like they did the Atari ET games, like they put in the landfill.
Oh God! Uncovering old video game relics could be another hobby for someone else.
That probably is, and I was hoping that was going to be you, but apparently that's getting.
That's just the trivia I know.
Yeah, honestly, and some of it is kind of that stuff. That's why, when I was talking to guests, I was like, bring. It could be like a hobby, it could be an interest, it could be something. Just something that you like to do. But if it's like coming in and be like, yeah, I just saw this guy on the street, and I was like, okay, maybe people watching is your thing. What was your the second thing, the one in the middle of it, Between Heroes and Storm?
Oh, making up the characters.
Making up the characters. Mm-hmm. So you brought up the example of
I'm not done talking about road tripping though.
Oh wait. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No, it's just I had more to say on the topic.
That's sorry. Get your documents out.
Well, really, all it was is like, just like it's not only the driving with the windows out, but it's like taking everything in.
Yeah.
Like when you're going through those small towns, usually you gotta go like 30 miles an hour, so you kind of have to take it all in or risk a ticket or whatever. Yeah. But it's kind of just. The journey may take a little longer, but the stuff you see feels more rich than just cool a field, cool a billboard, cool McDonald's at a gas station.
Yeah.
Like it's not that way across the country, which is again why it's nice. Like you go through the Southwest, it's just beautiful everywhere.
Oh yeah. If you start driving out west, you won't have to worry about the billboards because there'll just be a lot of beautiful sites.
Exactly.
And no services for hundreds of miles.
Yep. No cell service, no actual services.
Yeah, no nothing.
But it's wonderful.
I was on one of my previous jobs, I was on the road in Nevada going towards Reno. And if you've never been out to that state, the Reno and Vegas, that's it. I feel like that's it. A lot of it's just kind of just desert, and it's very beautiful. There's beautiful mountains and everything out there. But there was just no service for 110 miles. And my oasis that I finally got when there was a service for me to like pull over at, it was a gas station Subway, and I'm like, what? You know what? I'm getting a foot long tonight.
That was probably the best tasting foot long ever too.
Probably. I hope they're not going to edit too much of this down, but if they do cut anything out of context,
bite.
Yes. So get that nice. I think it was great. I think I said specifically, I'm having a foot long tonight or something like that. I'm just going to keep saying different options. Like, here's another one. Foot long tonight.
That sounds like a news show, like with the name of like the host is it like Edward Footlong?
Edward
Footlong tonight with Edward Footlong.
Edward Footlong today in sports. They did it again.
Joey Chestnut beats his own record at eating hot dogs.
Hey, that actually would, like, if there was, I'm sure there's got to be commentary for all those competitions and everything like that. There is some if we want to talk, like, not to go off on a tangent on my own podcast for a second, but there are some not weird hobbies, but there's like some things that you didn't expect. Like, I didn't expect for there to be Tetris tournaments all the time, but two, the like live commentary on Twitch. I'm like, how nuanced can this get? And he's like, oh, you just got a 4-stack, and you just got, there you go. It's like, it was crazy. I was at a bar one time. It was like a gaming, like it was like a gaming bar here in Columbus, and they have like esports stuff, and they were running like a whole like a Tetris tournament, and there was like commentary and everything. And I was like, this shouldn't work on me. Like, this should, like, not in like a bad
one
way.
of the best games ever.
Tetris is
a
great,
tournament
like,
for it is not going to work on you.
But it's like,
should.
I don't know. It feels like in the same, and maybe I'm wrong. And comment if I'm wrong, either if you're from 2028. But it feels like, it's like, I just didn't expect that. It's like, it feels like, what if like there was like a Minesweeper like World Series?
There is.
There's got to be.
It's just not on ESPN
I'll
yet.
report back next time if there is exactly one. So
one of your subsequent guests is going to be the world Minesweeper.
Well, that's what I hope is that, like,
you said every hobby you're gonna encounter.
This is like as I said at the top, like, you're my guinea pig, and this is going to be something where we can actually hopefully get the word out, to people. So if you're from 2028, or if you're the Minesweeper world champion, you have an open invite.
Write us.
You have an open invite.
Because I want to know you too, not just Justin. I want to know who you are too.
Absolutely. So I will run a little low on time, so I want to talk a little bit about your character's hobby.
I was hoping that I could avoid that one, because that's the one that feels most personal.
It does feel personal, but is there like a character that you've been working on that you want to sample real quick?
Oh God, I have 10 in the stack. It's just I've been so busy with other things that I haven't.
Do you just like write down random words sometimes?
Not random words, but like, so the impetus for the idea was there's a club in New York called what is it called? Oh, the Slipper Ring. And they have an amazing host / owner guy, and he does just that. He does like host bits, and he did this one that was Walt Whitman, like the poet.
Oh wow!
And it was amazing. He was dressed the part, he looked the part, and he just spoke super slowly, and he just did these like little random bits that I will never forget. And I'm not gonna say go to the Slipper and go see them yourself if you want to see what they are, but like, it's very much in the vein of that, where it's just like random idiotic things that will make the audience laugh before a stand-up show or an improv show or any show, really. So like some of them are like musically cued. So like being like a goofball, like think like Jack Black, when he's dancing around to some music. So some of them are kind of based on the shtick of, okay, the music is kind of fun. He's doing weird stuff with the music. So that's fine. But there's like, I want to do a Richard Simmons, like my own version of that. Yeah, because Richard Simmons.
Do you have a Richard Simmons right now? Do you have a voice?
I don't have a voice for it yet. That'll be a big thing. Hey, it's me. And I have a name though. Simone Richards.
Simone Richards.
Right. So
famous tennis player entertainer.
Right. So like that'll be one. So I'll come out with the sweatband and the
you could do that, or like Rusty the Clown with that. What do you?
Well, okay. Everyone says Sideshow Bob, so I feel like that needs to be a thing.
Oh yeah.
That's the hair. You won't see that unless you watch the video.
Absolutely.
But then I have one that's like a cardinal, which his name is Cardinal Backshoots. I don't know. I haven't decided how to say it yet. But he will just come out and read Psalms from the Bible and then try to connect them to something else. So like this will be a psalm about, I don't know, goats and how you should herd them. And then he'll be like, yes, goats. Goats are good for many things if you really put your mind to it, and just, warm up the crowd for, however long, and then call up the first act. Because like, I feel like when you have a stand-up doing a stand-up hosting gig, it's a great thing. You can do really, really, really well, but you're seeing kind of more of the same. Whereas if you see something that's completely different, it's like very palate cleansing from comic to comic. If you see a weird ass cardinal making weird sex references from the Bible with actual Bible quotes, you're what the hell? But it's gonna break that like sort of rhythm from place to place, which maybe it's a bad thing, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. Also, if someone bombs, then hopefully it's like you can bring them back, sort of thing is the idea. So.
I like the idea. I think you're one of the people that are always trying to find like how can we make this more absurd in like the best way possible.
Yeah.
But
can you give me I need a live read on this and comment on whether or not this seems like a horrible or great idea, because this is the one that I'm like,
all right, this will be the last thing that Rico can talk about.
Okay. How do I have anyway?
You're good. I'm keeping track, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah. So this one, his name is Burger Bob. Bob's Burgers sort of reference thing. But basically, he's the gross host who always comes back like from the kitchen, and he's like just always eating food and like he's getting it on him. So like I'm gonna be eating chicken wings and like have a bib and just like just trying to make it comedic still, but very much gross. Like this would be for like maybe if there's a place that's like a little grungy, a little dark, a little damp, like the crowd is kind of rougher maybe, and they're just like, slapsticky, weird food shit. I don't know.
Just like you wanting to eat.
Kind of, but just like making a weird show that kind of like you said, where it's like, this podcast is about weird ass hobbies. It's like, would you be entertained by someone just like coming up and eating food very sloppily? Could there be an entertainment factor to that?
Yeah.
That's the question I'm posing.
That's the question. That's what we're going to
comment, please.
Comment, please. Again, would you watch something like that? Are you from 2028? And am I wrong?
How horrible would that be? And how easily would you walk up in disgust and be like,
on a scale of 1 to 10 different comments, how likely would you be able to watch that? With the 8th comment being your actual feelings about it.
Yeah. But that's the only one that I think is a for sure probably bad idea. That'll be the one that I try last probably. Yeah. Unless I come up with something. I don't know.
Well, Rico, thank you so much for being my guinea pig on this whole adventure. As a gift, I want to.
Is this standard podcast lore? Do you always get a gift when you're on a podcast?
Legally now we have to.
Yes.
So as a part of one of my hobbies, I want to give you a gift from something that I do a lot, which is collect Pokemon cards.
This brings me back. Oh my God, I haven't held one in years.
So I selected a card for Rico that just kind of follows his vibes, and honestly,
drum roll.
Looks like
we need a reveal drum roll for this.
Yeah. So from your variety look too, I picked Galarian Wheezing.
Oh.
So you'll have to Google it because it's probably not going to show up well on this. But Rico's doing a pretty good sound of it. So Galarian Wheezing is like a regional variant of the original Wheezing. And this one wears a top hat, like a smokestack, and has like a nice little mustache that goes with it. That's like kind of like a poisonous smoke.
I'm bizarrely weirded out by how perfect this is, because yes, I have a penchant for top hats and mustaches and wheezing because I do like to smoke things. And this card is green, so it's right on about every level except I have arms and legs. Yeah, like wow.
Well,
what a great pick, Justin. Thank you.
You're welcome. Is there anything that you want people to know out there?
If you're in the Columbus area, there's a lot of cool improv I do and stand-up I do. The Nest Theater, #Comedy Club. They are really great spots. Go see any show there. But if you happen to see my name or want to follow me on the socials, it's Rock Drummers Rock. Yeah, I know it's a stupid play on words, but that's me. Heck yeah. Feel free to follow me or whatever and see what I'm doing around town. I'd love to have you in the audience sometime.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Come check out any of this kind of stuff and follow the podcast, follow the whole what I'm calling the Roostiverse, which is a bunch of podcasts that supposedly are going to be coming out throughout whenever time frame this comes out. But
2028.
Follow us on Hobbies Unlocked as we find even more and more hobbies. We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, Justin.
You're listening to a podcast on the Roost Nest Podcasting Network, executive produced by the Nest Theater and Comedy Arts Center. Co-founded and funded by Rance Rizzuto and Tara DiFrancisco. For more information on the Nest Theater, go to nesttheater.com. Roost Nest Podcasting Network.